Now in the notebook there is a pretty big cell with a lot of code that creates that line chart. In this video I'm going to kind of explain each of the little parts and kind of hopefully walk you through how to do each one and bring it all together with all of the techniques that we've learned so far. Alright, so up at the top, just like the last video that we had, I've kind of included all the stuff from earlier in the notebook that you need. And I've actually already run it. So, again, the libraries, this function, and then also this dictionary with the workplace area characteristics for a few years, from 2009 to 2016. Actually ending at 2015, so 2016 non-inclusive. Okay, so basically this is where we brought in all of those multiple data sets. And so we're going to use that to kind of create this line chart. We're going to use that data from those multiple years and create a line chart over the years. Alright, so now let's look at the bottom. So first what we're going to do is kind of initialize lists to create data frames. And so what we're going to eventually want to do is create one overall data frame that has, for each of the different age groups as well as the total number of jobs in that year. Right? So basically these are just going to be lists for each of those different categories. So this C000 is just the total jobs, CA01, first age group, and so on. And so we're going to get these lists, and then we're going to loop through each of the years. So look down here, we have this loop. Recall this range 2009 to 2016, so that means 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then it's going to first retrieve the proper data frame from this dictionary. So recall we got this dictionary and we basically used the key of the year. And so this retrieves the data frame from that year and puts it in temp.df. This temp.df is just kind of like a temporary data frame where we're going to retrieve the information we want, and then we can kind of write over it. So we don't really need to keep all of that information. We just need to get the total number of jobs, in age group 1, in age group 2, age group 3. All right, and then in these next 4 lines, that's exactly what we're doing. All right, so this is a lot going on here. Basically, I'm going to kind of go inside out. All right, so temp.df.c000. That is just the column with the total number of jobs in that census block. All right, and then this dot sum just sums it all up. Okay, so basically this is the total number of jobs in all age groups. And then what this does is it appends it to this list. So remember, we initialized this list, and then dot append, and then appends this value. So it's basically taking the total number of jobs in that year and then appending it to this list. And then the same for the age group 1. So the total number of jobs within that age group 1 takes that sum, appends it to the appropriate list. And so it does it for each of these 4 categories. And then it goes through, and then so for example, it changes this I to the next year, and then it appends the values for that. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take these 4 lists and then create an overall data frame. Right? And so the way we do this is by creating, over here, in this highlighted section, we're creating a dictionary. And the key for that dictionary is just going to be the names of the columns, and then the values are going to be the lists that contain the information that we want to put in the data frame. All right, so we've kind of conveniently made it so that we can just use these. So CA underscore C000, and that is the C000 column. Right? So basically we're just creating this plot underscore df, this data frame that contains all the data that we need in order to plot our line chart. And then over here we have this index, and so basically that's just going to create the index so that we have, the first value isn't index 0, it's index 2009. That's the year for those values. All right. So now after we have all of that, let me actually split cell and run this just to kind of show you what's in plotdf. All right. So, since we've changed the index to be helpful, we have 2009. This is the total number of jobs. This was the number of jobs in age group 1. This is the number of jobs in age group 2. Number of jobs in age group 3. Right? And then that's true for each of the years. Okay? So now let's go down to plot this. And so, remember, this is how we initialize our plot. And then down here, we're going to plot the line chart. So kind equals line. And then we're going to say ax equals ax. That is to say, we're saying use these axes to put that line chart in. Right? So we're going to do that for each of these different columns. So remember, this is the this column. This is this column, and so on. And basically, that should create all of the charts that we need. This last little line is just to kind of make the x-axis look nice, just so that it shows the years nicer. Let me first show you what this looks like. And so this is our line chart. And this is kind of how we can kind of see some of the trends. We can see that for the youngest age group, they used to be higher than the oldest age group, but then they got, by 2015, the oldest age group went above. All right, so basically this is, how you create your line chart with jobs by year for each age group.